Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team. Let's talk about meme stocks. So what are meme stocks? Well, typically they're retail investors that have kind of that nostalgia feeling that they have the term of I like the stock, right? So people that they might like a current stock or maybe something in the past, that nostalgia kind of feeling. Stocks such as, let's say, BlackBerry, Bed Bath and Beyond, Nokia, companies that used to be once really thriving that are kind of like on their last leg. And those retail investors come in and they'll use their social media platforms. Twitter, Reddit is a big one. They'll go out there and kind of promote the stock, right? So kind of those army of people that like it, they're kind of, hey, are they pumping the stock? Are they not? That's the magical question, right? But they became very popular meme stocks in the 2021 timeframe with the whole big Reddit short squeeze, specifically with GameStop or GME. So there was a really big short squeeze event that happened in 2021 with GME, really caused the stock to be literally from nothing down to just a few bucks, got up to over $500. So you had all these excited investors, retail investors, bringing a lot of people into the market, hype all over the place, and caused the stock to skyrocket, right? And there was really no good fundamentals with GameStop. If you really want to take a look at it, there's a really great documentary on Netflix called Eat the Rich, which kind of breaks down what happened. It was pretty cool, just kind of like how it all just kind of came into play, the people behind the scenes, the people on Reddit that were kind of fighting the system, right? Kind of going against the hedge funds. And, there was some pretty big hedge funds that were short the stock. And these Redditors kind of came in, these faces, and just really pumped the stock up and took it from a few dollars up to over $500, right? Now, here's where things get a little bit crazy, and you can check out the documentary. It's really cool. Robinhood, right? So a lot of these investors, retail investors, were using Robinhood. And what happened was when this stock got up to $500, they went one day and the buy button wouldn't work. So magically, you couldn't buy the stock anymore. As this thing was pumping up and really skyrocketing, suddenly you could only sell on Robinhood and you couldn't buy the stock anymore. What did it do? The stock completely tanked. So in January of 2021, right into February of 2021, it went up from $500 and it completely and totally tanked. So then there's all the hearings, Congress, all that kind of stuff, the show back and forth. What happened exactly? Well, we'll never probably know the real answer as to what happened. But again, the buy button was removed. Was it because, they needed to have more capital, Robinhood, in their account to cover people buying? Is that the reason why? Or was it payment for order flow, right? So there's a term called payment for order flow where Robinhood is and was incentivized by a company called Citadel, which is a market maker. Right? So they're incentivized to get their traders to trade. So getting retail investors to come in and buy, right? So that Robinhood, they were able to give away free commissions because they're incentivized on the back end with these market makers. So you would think they'd want their traders, these investors to come in and buy more, keep things going, because the more they buy, they're incentivized on the back end or paid by these market makers. But they came in one day when GME was skyrocketing, they couldn't buy shares anymore. So you would think, why did that happen? Well, again, it's kind of almost like the house always wins, right? And this is where you got to be careful. So we'll never probably know the exact answer as to what happened. Again, watch the documentary on Netflix, Eat the Rich, see what you think of it. But, it's kind of like you'll see this. It's not going to be the last, right? GME is not going to be the last one. AMC, American, AMC, the movie theater chain, that started skyrocketing, and this was all during COVID, right? So it's these companies that have the nostalgia feel, people that like really want to get behind them, kind of Reddit, social media following, Twitter following. They kind of get behind the stock, put the enthusiasm up there, and then they'll just companies that won't have any good fundamentals and they'll just completely skyrocket and fly. So that's really what meme stocks are. The most popular really again started happening with that GameStop short squeeze. AMC kind of went sideways with it, or kind of was a sympathetic play with it. But again, who knows what the next one will be, but just kind of popular ones in the past, things like BlackBerry and, Bed Bath and Beyond, Nokia. So who knows what the next ones will be, but you got to be very careful, right? There's a term called pump and dump, especially with these stocks. They become penny stocks many a times. It doesn't have to be just a penny. It could be a few dollars, a few dollar range could be a penny stock, those small cap stocks that'll basically have no fundamentals to them and they get pumped up. That happens with a lot of these companies, but also sectors like pot stocks are really well known to be pump and dumps. Also Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin, crypto as well. So it's very important to learn support and resistance levels. So again, these stocks will fly even if they don't have good fundamentals many times, because it takes buyers coming in can pump a stock up. So you want to be very careful with meme stocks or any type of stocks. When you hear anybody promoting anything, you have to know and learn the areas on where to buy and where to sell. Just because you hear about a stock's going to the moon, sure, it might go up to the moon for a period of time, but it's going to come back down, right? So that pump and then the dump. Lots of money to be made on pump and dumps, but you have to know those areas of where to buy and where to sell. And that's the stuff we teach within the Bullish Bears, our trading community. So we have a trading community. We're an educational trading service. We teach technicals as well as fundamentals. So we show you the areas on where to potentially buy and sell. We don't tell you what to buy and sell. We teach you the skills so that when meme stocks or any stocks are running, you can learn those areas and not be fooled by the talking heads on TV or even the people on social media. You know what I mean? There's Redditors and these people fighting the system. Hey, that's great and that's fun, but the system wins most of the time, right? And that's why it's very important to know. Just because you got the hype behind it, you got to know the areas, right? You want to make money. So you got to know where to buy and where to sell. Buy low, sell high. And that's the stuff that we teach you within the Bullish Bears community.